This is part 2 of this talk, Be Honest, from 21st of November 2023, about my creative process in painting and music making. I apologize for the poor sound quality. My own paintings sometimes had a very positive effect on me. When they didn't, I started to suspect they were no good or not good enough. So I came up with this rule. I would never complete a painting unless it broke through to my consciousness. I wasn't satisfied with a good-looking painting. It had to arrive deep in me, and this worked. It became much more inspiring for me to paint, and people showed a stronger interest in what I was doing. When I applied the same rule to music making, to only compose music that broke through to my consciousness, composing really hooked me. As I was applying this rule to both painting and music making, I noticed a blockage in myself. It was sometimes hard to only think about my own reaction. It was frustrating for me to face this. It was like a mental switch in my mind where I thought about how others might receive it. I could sit there painting, enjoying it, and then suddenly there were these annoying questions in my mind. Will others like this? Will this painting get attention? And the same thing happened when I was composing. Odd ideas came to my mind as I was composing. Will this or that person like this? With the music making, this was very much unexpected, since I didn't expect people to like my music, really. I didn't care. I simply wanted to make the music, publish it, and if people didn't like it, it wouldn't bother me. But as the first reactions started to come from listeners, and it was mainly good responses, these thoughts started to interfere, and I started to struggle and lose interest. I sometimes caught myself thinking about how the music I was making would be received by others. Fortunately, I quickly realized what was going on, and I blocked all these thoughts out and returned to compose only for myself. And this rule became clearer. There was no compromising with it. If the painting or the music arrived with my consciousness, then it was good. Anything else was of no use. Everybody else living on earth was excluded from the process. I didn't give them one thought. So why did this work for me? My purpose was to have a good time while painting and composing. It worked like a charm. I enjoyed it immensely. And with the painting, it also attracted attention from more people. And it was the good kind of attention. This was not on my mind while I was painting. But of course, I enjoyed the attention that my paintings got. With the music making, I really don't know, or I don't know yet. I haven't been composing for very long. My music is getting positive responses, and as I didn't expect people to like my music, I'm happy with this and surprised. So here's the thing. I remember talking to another painter, a young female, She visited one of my art shows, looked at some of the paintings. She didn't look at all happy with what she saw, and then she asked me, "Why don't you have a recognizable style? Your paintings are very different from each other." "Why should my paintings be similar to each other?" I asked her. "It helps the consumers, the customers. They will recognize your art," she said. "So this will help sales, you mean?" I said. "Yes," she said. And then she told me about how she went out into the nature to collect material, grass, bark, dirt, and bring them to the studio and mix her own paint. It was quite a process. Me buying paint from a supplier thought about all the time this was saving me.